In the heart of an ancient African village, nestled beneath the spreading branches of baobab trees and surrounded by fields of golden maize, there lived a young woman named Adana. She was the epitome of grace and beauty, with skin the color of rich cocoa and eyes that sparkled like the stars in the night sky. Adana's presence could brighten even the gloomiest day, and her laughter was as melodic as the rivers that flowed through their land. Adana was the daughter of Chief Mbimbi, a man known for his wealth and power, but also for his harsh temperament. He ruled their village with an iron fist, demanding respect and obedience from everyone, including his own family. Despite her father's stern demeanor, Adana grew to be beloved by all. Villagers would often gather at their compound just to catch a glimpse of her radiant smile or hear her sing songs of love and hope. From a young age, Adana displayed a remarkable talent for weaving. She spent hours each day with her mother, learning the art of spinning cotton into intricate patterns that adorned the garments of their people. Her fingers moved with precision, creating fabrics that were coveted far beyond their village. As Adana blossomed into womanhood, she caught the eye of many suitors from neighboring villages. Yet, her heart belonged to Kwame, a handsome hunter with a gentle spirit and eyes that mirrored the depths of the forest. Kwame was everything Adana had ever dreamed of: kind, brave, and deeply in love with her. Their love, however, was a secret. Chief Mbimbi had other plans for his daughter's future. He arranged for Adana to marry the son of a wealthy chief from a neighboring village, a union that would secure alliances and increase their family's influence. Adana and Kwame met in secret, stealing moments of bliss beneath the canopy of ancient trees or by the shimmering waters of the village stream. They pledged their love to each other, their hearts intertwined in a bond that no one could sever. One moonlit night, fate dealt a cruel blow to Adana and Kwame. Adana discovered that she was with child, a child conceived in love but born out of wedlock, a child that would bring shame upon her family in the eyes of the village. Adana's heart raced with fear and uncertainty. She knew that her father would never accept the truth. The weight of her father's expectations bore down on her like a heavy yoke, threatening to crush her spirit. In desperation, Adana confided in Kwame. Together, they wrestled with the impossible choices before them. Kwame swore to stand by Adana, to protect her and their unborn child with his life if necessary. As the days turned into weeks, Adana wrestled with her secret burden. She continued to weave her intricate fabrics by day, her hands moving with practiced skill, while her heart grew heavier with each passing moment. The weight of shame and fear became unbearable. Adana knew what she had to do, though the thought tore at her soul. With tears streaming down her cheeks, she made a heartbreaking decision. Under the cover of night, Adana gave birth to a beautiful baby girl in the solitude of the forest. The stars bore witness to her anguish as she cradled her newborn daughter in trembling arms, whispering words of love and sorrow. In a secluded grove beneath the watchful eyes of ancient baobab trees, Adana placed her precious child in a woven basket, surrounded by soft blankets and tenderly crafted toys. She kissed her daughter's forehead one last time, her tears mingling with the morning dew. With a heavy heart, Adana left her daughter in the care of the forest spirits, praying that they would watch over her child and keep her safe from harm. The days that followed were a blur of grief and numbness for Adana. She returned to her village, her once vibrant spirit dulled by sorrow. She threw herself into her weaving, pouring her heartache into every thread and fabric she created. The villagers noticed the change in Adana. Her laughter became rare. Her once radiant smile faded into a polite mask. Yet, they remained in awe of her talent and beauty, whispering among themselves about the mystery that surrounded their beloved weaver. Meanwhile, in a distant corner of the forest, fate smiled upon the abandoned child. The cries of a newborn caught the attention of Malika and Jelani, an elderly couple who had longed for a child of their own but had been blessed with none. Malika was a healer, known for her deep connection to the spirits of the land. She believed that the child was a gift from the ancestors, a precious soul entrusted to their care. Jelani, a skilled hunter despite his old age, found the basket nestled beneath the baobab tree. His heart swelled with tenderness as he beheld the tiny bundle wrapped in Adana's finest fabric. Without hesitation, They took the child into their arms, naming her Amina, a name that means trustworthy, in honor of the trust they placed in the spirits who guided them. Amina grew up in the warmth and love of Malika and Jelani's humble home. She was a child of joy and curiosity, her laughter echoing through the forest like the song of a bird. Despite their modest means, Malika and Jelani showered Amina with love and wisdom, teaching her the ways of their people and instilling in her a deep respect for nature and the spirits that dwelled within. As Amina grew older, she became known for her kindness and compassion. She possessed a natural gift for healing, inherited from Malika, and a keen intuition that seemed to surpass her years. Yet, there was always a lingering question in the back of Amina's mind. A question about her origins, about the mother who had brought her into the world and the father she had never known. Malika and Jelani spoke of the spirits and the mysterious circumstances of her discovery, but they avoided the topic of her birth parents, sensing the pain it would bring. Back in the village, Adana's heartache did not diminish with time. She continued to weave her intricate fabrics, her hands moving with mechanical precision while her thoughts wandered to the child she had abandoned. Each thread she wove carried a silent prayer for her daughter's well-being, a plea for forgiveness that echoed in the depths of her soul. The villagers noticed Adana's silent suffering, their curiosity piqued by the mystery that surrounded their once vibrant weaver. They whispered among themselves, speculating about the reasons behind her melancholy demeanor. Chief Mbimbi, too, observed his daughter's transformation with a mixture of concern and disappointment. He had expected Adana to marry into wealth and prestige, to uphold their family's honor and secure their legacy. Instead, he saw a shadow of the daughter he had once known, a daughter whose laughter had once filled their home with warmth and joy. One market day, fate intervened once more in the lives of Adana and Amina. Amina, now a young woman of rare beauty and grace, accompanied Malika to the village market to sell their herbs and potions. Her heart fluttered with excitement at the bustling sights and sounds, her eyes wide with wonder at the colorful array of fabrics and goods on display. As they wandered through the market, Amina's gaze fell upon a familiar figure, a woman with ebony skin and eyes that mirrored her own. Adana stood at her weaving stall, her hands moving with practiced skill as she interacted with customers who marveled at her exquisite creations. Amina's breath caught in her throat as she stood rooted to the spot, staring at the woman who might be her mother. Her mind raced with a whirlwind of emotions, hope, uncertainty, and a deep longing for answers that had eluded her for so long. Malika, sensing her granddaughter's turmoil, placed a gentle hand on Amina's shoulder. "Go, my child," she whispered softly. "Face your truth." With Malika's encouragement, Amina took tentative steps toward the weaving stall where Adana stood, her heart pounding in her chest. Adana glanced up from her loom, her skilled hands momentarily stilling as her eyes met Amina's gaze. Recognition flickered between them, a spark of connection that transcended the years of separation and silence. "Amina?" Adana breathed, her voice trembling with a mixture of disbelief and hope. Amina nodded, tears welling up in her eyes as she closed the distance between them. In that moment, the village market faded into insignificance, the noise and bustle melting away as mother and daughter embraced. Years of longing and unanswered questions melted into the warmth of their shared embrace. "I thought I had lost you forever," Adana murmured, her voice choked with emotion. "And I thought I would never find you," Amina replied, her voice trembling with relief and overwhelming emotion. Together, they stood amidst the vibrant colors of the market, surrounded by woven fabrics and the whispers of villagers who watched in awe. For Adana, the weight of guilt and sorrow lifted as she held her daughter close, knowing that fate had guided them back together. For Amina, the ache of abandonment softened in the embrace of a mother who had never stopped loving her. As they walked hand in hand through the market, Adana and Amina began a journey of healing and reconciliation. The villagers observed in quiet respect as the once muted laughter of Adana returned, echoing through the hills and palm trees like a song of redemption. In the weeks that followed, Amina learned the truth about her birth and the circumstances that had led to her abandonment in the forest. Adana, with tears and apologies, recounted the painful choices she had made under the weight of her father's tyranny. She spoke of the love she had for Amina from the moment she felt her stir within her womb, and the impossible decisions that had torn her heart in two. Amina listened with a mixture of sadness and compassion, her heart aching for the mother who had suffered in silence all these years. She forgave Adana, understanding the sacrifices and the societal pressures that had driven her actions. Together, they visited the secluded grove where Amina had been left, and Adana poured out her heart in apologies to the spirits of the forest. As time passed, Amina's presence brought a renewed sense of joy and hope to Adana's life. They wove together in the quiet of their home, creating fabrics that spoke of their shared journey, of pain and redemption, of love and forgiveness. Adana's talents flourished once more, her designs capturing the beauty of their culture and the resilience of their spirits. Word of their exquisite weavings spread beyond their village, attracting buyers from distant lands who marveled at the craftsmanship and the stories woven into each fabric. Adana and Amina's creations adorned royalty and commoners alike, bridging gaps between cultures and reminding all who beheld them of the power of love and perseverance. Chief Mbembe, witnessing the transformation in his daughter and the newfound prosperity that graced their household, softened his heart in ways no one could have predicted. He saw the error of his ways, the damage wrought by his tyrannical rule, and he sought to make amends. With Adana and Amina's guidance, he began to govern with compassion and wisdom, earning the respect and admiration of his people. As the years passed, Adana and Amina's bond deepened, their love for each other growing stronger with each passing day. Amina thrived under Adana's guidance, inheriting her mother's skill for weaving and adding her own innovative touches that spoke of a new generation. Together, they became renowned throughout the land not only for their craftsmanship but for their story, a tale of resilience, forgiveness, and the enduring strength of family ties. And so, in the heart of their vibrant village, nestled between rolling hills and swaying baobab trees, Adana and Amina's reunion became a testament to the enduring power of love, forgiveness, and the unbreakable bond between mother and daughter. Their story, passed down through generations, reminded all who heard it of the healing that comes with embracing truth and the transformative power of redemption. Thus, the baobab tree, under whose branches Amina had been found, stood as a silent witness to the journey of two women whose lives had intertwined against all odds, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and love will always find a way.